All right, so what are seller concessions? What are buyer concessions? So in this market, in the market we are facing right now, at the time of this video recording, we are in an extremely hot seller's market. So if you're a buyer, you have to understand, unfortunately, you do not have the upper hand right now. You're in a very unfavorable position when buying a home right now. What do I mean? Well, at this time of recording, houses are typically getting multiple offers. Everything's a bidding war right now. The nicer the house, the harder it's going to be to win one. And I mentioned this in other videos, but I'm going to remind you right here. Right now, 2/3 of buyers are statistically buying houses sight unseen. That means this market is so hard for a buyer to win a house that over 2/3 of people are actually just making offers on houses until they win one, then deciding if they want to keep it after winning it during the inspection period. It's that hard. It used to be that you could see 5 to 6 houses, pick the one you wanted, and then make the offer on the one and win it, move forward and close. Nowadays, it's like 5 to 6 offers before you finally win a house, maybe more. I've had some clients that took a dozen or more times of making offers before they won a house. So I'm just giving you a heads up. You may be settling for a house at this time if you're buying because the market is not in your favor. And so when it comes to concessions, I have a lot of buyers who say to me, well, can we ask the seller for some closing costs or seller concessions? Sure, you can. Will you win the house? Probably not. It's very unlikely. Used to be, pre-pandemic, pre-2020, let's say, used to be sometimes you could ask for some seller money or concessions toward closing costs. It was not that uncommon. In this market, it's extremely uncommon. When you're facing competition on every house you make an offer on, you can't really ask the seller for concessions if you actually want to win that house. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I don't make the market, I just report it. That is the reality of things we're facing right now. We are hoping that there will be more inventory in the future and things will kind of go back to a normal market. A normal market would be 6 months of inventory. I'm going to make another video on this, but really briefly, inventory tells you how hot a market is. So when there's about 6 months of homes available, and home inventory just means how many months it would take if there were no further listings coming in the market for all the homes to sell. So 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. That means it's not really a buyer's market, not really a seller's market. So anything less than that is a seller's market. So remember, 6 months of inventory is what you want if you're a buyer. Or actually, you want more. You want 8 months, 12 months. That makes it a buyer's market. In this market, we are in a lot of places below 1 month of inventory. And what that means is we are in an extremely ridiculously hot seller's market. So you can't ask sellers for concession. You can, but if you want to win, you can't. I know that sounds contradictory, but you can, but you shouldn't. How badly do you want to win that house? If you want to win the house, you don't want to ask for concessions. If it's a not so competitive house, which is rare right now, you probably can, but very unlikely you're going to win a house if you ask for any concessions from the seller. In this market, buyers have to give up concessions. So that's what I mean by buyer concessions. A lot of people are waiving their rights to appraisals. A lot of people are waiving their inspection period just to win a house. A lot of buyers are even using services. Get this, they're using services to help them buy a house as cash. And then they buy the house back from this company that buys the house in cash for them with their loan. I'm going to repeat that and make it clear. Let's say you have a loan and you want to buy a house. You're approved for a loan, you want to buy a house. Well, sellers might reject you time and time again because they don't want loans. They're getting so many cash offers in some instances. And what you need to do is perhaps use a company that allows you to purchase a house in cash. Then once they purchase the house for you, you buy the house from that company with your loan. It's crazy, it's insane, but that's what it's coming to in a lot of instances right now. So that's a little bit about seller concessions. We can talk more about that in another video or through a phone call or email. Have a great day.